Hello students, welcome back in today's class. Today we are going to continue with where we have ended yesterday. Okay, yesterday we had done what do we understand by fundamental rights, why the term fundamental has been used, difference between fundamental rights and ordinary rights. Okay, so fundamental right basically comes under part 3 of the Indian Constitution, right? That is from Article 12 to Article 35. So from today onwards, we are going to see one by one that what are these fundamental rights are and how many types of fundamental rights are there. So as you can see in the very first slide, there are 6 types of fundamental rights in the Indian Constitution. So let's see what are these 6 fundamental rights. Right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, right to cultural and education, right to constitutional remedies. Now these are the 6 fundamental rights provided, given to an individual citizen by the Constitution. So today we are going to see the first fundamental right, that is right to equality, from Article 14 to Article 18. Please remember that right to equality comes under Article 14 to Article 18. So before starting this particular fundamental right, that is right to equality, I would like to give an example from your textbook NCERT. Okay, that is, there was a person named as Swadesh Kumar, okay, is visiting his village. Okay, Swadesh Kumar is visiting his village. He is accompanied by one of his friends. They decided to have a cup of tea at the village roadside hotel. The shopkeeper knew Swadesh Kumar but asked the name of his friend to know his caste. After this, the shopkeeper served tea to Swadesh Kumar in a nice mug, while his friend was given tea in an earthen cup because he was Dalit. Okay. Another example that has been provided to you all in the NCERT is, an order is served to 4 news readers of a television channel that they would no longer read the news on screen. They are all women. The reason given is that they are above the age of 45. 2 male newspapers or news readers above the same age are not barred from presenting the news. So these examples clearly shows the discrimination. Yes, these examples shows that there was a clear discrimination. Now the first example shows us that the discrimination was based on caste, and another example shows us that the discrimination was based on gender. So do you think that such kind of a discrimination is still justified? Okay, so this is all about what right to equality tries to say, that right to equality tries to do away with such an other kind of a discrimination. Okay, so under right to equality there are 5 provisions which has been enshrined, like in Article 14, equality before law. 15 deals with the social equality and equal access to the public areas. Article 16, equality in matters of public employment. Article 17, abolition of untouchability, and Article 18, abolition of titles. So we will be seeing them one by one. Let's first see Article 14, equality before law and equal protection of law. Okay, now when it comes to, there is a 2 important terms, that is equality before law and equal protection of law. Okay, now when it comes to equality before law, this concept has been adopted from the British. Okay, and it was the concept has been first developed by Dicey, who was a jurist. Okay, and this basically, or equality before law basically, is the absence of the special privileges to anyone. That means there should not be any kind of a special privileges for anyone. There should be total absence of such kind of a privileges. For example, poor or rich. Whether an individual is a poor or a rich, it doesn't matter. There should not be any kind of a special privileges provided to anyone. Okay, it also means that the law doesn't differentiate between the person. That means when it comes to law, whether you are male, whether you are female, whether you are rich, whether you are poor, it doesn't matter. You are equal in the eye of law. Okay, another term that is important is your equal protection of law. It means under equal circumstances, people will have equal treatment by law. That means whether you are male, whether you are female, whether you are rich, whether you are poor, it really doesn't matter. You are very much going to be treated in the same manner by the law like the other individuals get treated. Okay, so these two are very important when it comes to Article 14, that is equality before law and your equal protection of law. Now let's move on to the next one, that is Article 15. Okay, now according to Article 15, it totally prohibits all kind of a discrimination that takes place on grounds of religion, okay, on grounds of race, caste, sex, or place of birth. Right, now this kind of a discrimination is applied to the states. Okay, when there is such kind of a discrimination based on religion, race, caste, such kind of a discrimination on grounds of religion, race, and caste are been applied to the states. But when it comes to prohibiting or prohibition of the discrimination at the public places like shops, public hotels, restaurants, well, tanks, okay, bathing ghats, okay, now these all are the public places. This kind of a discrimination, if take place in such an areas, it applies not only to state but it also applies to an individual. Okay, so it provides for equal access to the public places for every individual, and the public places can be like shops, hotels, places of entertainment, well, bathing ghats, and the place of worship. There cannot be any such kind of a discrimination in this access on the grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, or a place of birth. Okay, so Article 15 basically deals with the prohibitions of the discrimination that is being done based on the religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. Right, moving on to the next one, Article 16. According to Article 16, every individual must be provided with the opportunity in the public employment. Okay, there should not be any kind of a discrimination. There should not be any kind of a differentiation in public employment on grounds of religion, race, caste, place of birth, or residence. Okay, that means it also prohibits any kind of a discrimination in public employment, okay, mentioned based on religion, caste, and all. Okay, this right is very important because our society did not practice the equal access in the past. Earlier, when it comes to opportunity, the women have all used to be considered as the weaker section, and they were not being provided with the opportunity like the other sections of the society. Okay, so there should not be any kind of a discrimination based on the gender, that is he is male or she is female, should not be provided with the job opportunity, or this kind of a discrimination should not be there, especially when it comes to grounds of religion, caste, or place of birth. Okay, so for reservation of post and promotions in the government job in favor of any backward classes, that means the backward classes people or the people belonging to backward classes must also be provided with the opportunity by reserving the seats, by reserving the post and the promotions in the government jobs. Okay, and state also cannot impose any kind of a restrictions on any religious institutions as well. Okay, so Article 16 basically deals that there should not be any kind of a discrimination based on the grounds of religion, race, caste, and each and every individual must be provided with the equal opportunity in the public employment. Moving on to the next one, that is Article 17, abolition of untouchability. Now, the practice of untouchability is one of the crude manifestations of inequality. This has been abolished under the right to equality. Okay, that means Article 17 prohibits that there must be or Article 17 refers that there should be abolition of untouchability, that practicing of untouchability in any form is forbidden. The Parliament has also passed the Protection of the Civil Right Act under 1955 to abolish the untouchability. Please remember this. That's why now untouchability is an offense punishable in accordance with the law. Okay, so Article 17 refers to the abolition of untouchability. There should not be any kind of practice of untouchability in any form, and if there is, then it will be regarded as an offense punishable in accordance with the law. Last is your Article 18, that is abolition of titles. Now, just like the practice of untouchability is one of the manifestations of inequality, okay, the same you can say right is also there, which provides that the state shall not confer, okay, or shall confer no title on a person except those who excel themselves in military or academic field. That means under Article 18, that is abolition of titles, state shall not conferring titles except to the military and the academic titles like Bharat Ratna, Padma Vibhushans, Padma Shri, national awards. Okay, so these all are awards, not titles. Students, please don't get confused. Okay, don't get confused when it comes to Bharat Ratna, Padma Vibhushan, Padma Shri, national awards. Okay, these are the list of awards. These are not the titles. Are you getting? Okay, so state shall not be confirming titles except the military and the academic titles. They should not be conferring, right? At the same time, the citizens of India shall not accept any kind of a titles from any foreign state as well. If you are a citizen of India, you shall not accept any kind of a titles from any foreign state, as well as if you are holding a foreign nationals holding, okay, if there is a foreign nationals who are holding an office of profit under the Indian government, okay, then you can accept the foreign titles, but you must get the consent of the president before accepting that particular title. Okay, so there are basically two criterias under Article 18, that is abolition of titles. Okay, that the state shall not be confer titles except the military and the academic titles. Okay, for example, Bharat Ratna, Padma Vibhushan, as well as if you are a citizen of India, you shall not accept any titles from any foreign state. Okay, but if you are holding a foreign nationals, okay, if you are holding an office of the foreign nationals, that is profit under the Indian government, okay, then you can accept that particular foreign titles, but you need to get the consent of president first. Okay, so this is regarding Article 18, regarding Article 17, regarding Article 16, regarding Article 15, and regarding Article 14. So all these provisions are under one first fundamental right, that is right to equality. I hope the concept is very much clear regarding right to equality. This much for today. Tomorrow we are going to continue with the next fundamental right, that is right to freedom. Thank you, class.